All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nicole Fine, and I am one of the clinical master social work students here at FSU. And I am with OAS for the summer. And today's presentation will be goal setting, and Maggie Lowe will be co-hosting with me. She's also a master clinical social work student at FSU as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So, why goal setting? Goal setting can help you accomplish an objective, and it can be used in various aspects of life, such as school, self care, work, and relationships. It helps someone be accountable for every action or step that they take, and it makes you more aware of your actions and efforts when you are trying to reach a certain goal, whether it be short or long term ones. So there are a lot of benefits to goal setting. One benefit is that it provides a path to success. So when you set goals, you're creating steps so that you can follow things that are done according to importance. And it also helps you when you're trying to create a prioritization. It teaches time management. So it helps reduce procrastination because those are symptoms of ADHD. It does help increase your motivation. So it breaks down bigger goals into short-term goals, making things more manageable so you don't get discouraged. And another word for this is chunking. So if you ever hear of chunking, it's just getting a large goal overall and breaking it down into smaller ones to make it easier for you to manage. When you do set a goal, it helps you when you're measuring progress. So you can look at the before and after, or your just process along the way. It helps give you focus and purpose. So because goals create a clear pathway, it helps you not become as frustrated, and it encourages you to spend more time on activities that contribute to your goal. And it's good for goals to have some sort of challenge. So when you're challenged, it helps keep you engaged, and it encourages you to explore ideas of that you can think of ways to improve. So when it comes to goals, it's good to have something that is attainable and that you can reach, but you do want to make sure you are putting some effort into it in order to create that personal growth. So if you've never heard of SMART goals, what SMART goals are, they are specific, measurable, attainable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So the S goes over what do you want to do. The M goes over how you will know when you reached it. Achievable, is it in your power to accomplish it? Realistic, can you realistically achieve it? And timely, when exactly do you want to accomplish it? All right. So when it comes to specific, when it comes to this category, there are 6W questions that you may be thinking about: the who, what, when, which, and why. So you want to think about who's involved, and it's usually going to be yourself. You want to think about what you want to accomplish. So what's important to you? Since you are in college right now, chances are you want to accomplish getting your degree. So that could be something to think about. When do you want to do it? So when do you want to get your degree? Do you want to get your degree 2 years from now? Depending where you're at in your education, do you want to save it for a later date? Those are all things to think about. And you want to think about what requirements and restraints make it in the way. So when it comes with goal setting, we want everything to be perfect and everything to work out as we plan it to. But you know what? Sometimes there's obstacles, and that's totally fine. For instance, coronavirus, right? Nobody was expecting that to happen, and some people may have had to put school off for a little bit. Maybe they went school part-time. It's totally okay. You're still working towards your goal, and things happen because it's life and we're all human. And it's good to think about why you're doing it. So for example, like let's say your goal is to start walking more because you want to achieve a healthier lifestyle. Instead of saying, okay, I'm just going to go for a short walk every week, you want to be more specific. You'll want to say, okay, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes around the block every Monday to promote a healthier living and to reduce stress. So that's very specific. It's not a vague goal. Okay. And then measurable. So when a goal is measurable, it's going to have precise times, amounts, or other units of measure. So for example, instead of just saying like you want to go on that short walk on Monday, you want to say, okay, I'm going to complete my 30-minute walk on Monday by 3 o'clock. Now you don't have to put like by 1 or 2 or 3, but the more information and details you have, the better, because it's not going to be vague and it's going to be creating a clear pathway for you to reach your goal, because you're going to have an outline of what you should do. Okay, the next one is attainable. So this is to slightly stretch the limit of what you think is possible. Like I said before, you do want to be realistic about your goal, but at the same time, you want to get something that's like just within reach or maybe just slightly out of reach, so that you can work towards something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone. And we talked about challenges and obstacles that could be presented. So the key to this is to analyze where you're currently at and set up an objective, like I said, that's within reach. You want to make sure the goal is achievable. So for example, like let's say, okay, I want to read 50 books from my book list. And so I have to think about, okay, how fast am I going to be able to read these books? Am I going to have time to read these books? And how many should I read per month in order to reach the 50 limit? So if I say I want to read 50 books from my list and be done by the end of the year, that means I got to account for the rest of the months that are left. And so there's a lot of factors you need to consider when you are trying to reach a SMART goal. Okay, you want to pick something that's relevant. So why are you creating this goal? Okay, so you want it to be aligned with what your current desires and what your personal values are. So if it's something that's not important to you, it's going to be really difficult to try to want to reach that goal, because you're not going to be motivated to do it at all. Okay, do you feel good working towards that goal? So we'll go back to the college degree, for example. I would really hope you would feel good working towards your overall degree. Usually degrees, it's a 4-year long journey, but at the beginning, it may seem a little bit hard because you're just getting used to college and, your schedule changes and whatnot. But the more you work towards it, the better you should feel about it. And you want it to be consistent with your long-term plans. That degree you have, like I'm just going to use my social work degree, for example, that's a 5-year long journey to get my master's. So that was a long-term plan for me. Okay. And like I said, to finish the master's degree, and I want to be a licensed social worker. So I want to feel good about working towards that degree, because it is going to achieve personal growth and progress in my journey in life. Okay, so timely. You want to have specific deadlines. You want to make sure you achieve your goals within a certain target date. And, like we were saying before, life happens. It's okay if you need to extend or shorten that target date, because, obstacles or challenges may arise. If you shorten the target date, that's great. That means things may be going a little bit better than expected. But if you need to extend them, that's okay too. So this is a goal setting and action planning worksheet. These can be found all over Google. If you just type in SMART goal worksheet, you can find them all over the place. But this helps you create an outline of how to make a SMART goal, okay? And the plans to get there. So it goes over specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. But it wants you to list out the steps of what you need to take to get there, the deadline you have, resources, okay, potential challenges, support, So this could be a family member, friends, teachers, result. So the result, it may take a while to get there, especially like if you're working towards a degree, but a short-term result may be like, okay, I finished summer semester. So overall, it was a success. Or, I'm going to finish fall 2021 semester. So those are still results. It may not be the overall result that you want at the moment, but they are still results that you can write down. Okay, next part is process versus outcome goals. So outcome goals are the goals that you would like to achieve overall. So for me, it's like, okay, overall, I want my master's degree. I'm sure that's Maggie's goal too for going to college. We both want our master's degrees. Okay, and that's all we're focused on. But if you only focus on that and you're not paying attention to the process, you may not make as much progress that you want because you're only thinking about the big picture and not all the steps you need to take to get there. Whereas when you think about the process, like I said, those are the steps in order to achieve the overall goal. It's great to have an end goal, but if you don't follow the process, you may not get your desired results. And this is typically boring. People don't want to put in the hard work to get there. They just want to get to the good stuff, right? But you still need to put in the work and effort. And like we said before, it can take longer than expected, but it's okay. You want to track your actions and you want to celebrate the milestones. If you got done with this semester, great. I mean, that's part of the process. And then you move on to the next semester, and that's going to be another process that'll go towards the overall outcome. But a lot of people get discouraged if they don't follow the process, because then it really hinders them from reaching their overall goal. So let's say also for maybe weight loss, if you have an outcome goal of, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. Well, everyone is different. Everyone has a different metabolism, different dietary needs. But if you're only focusing on, okay, I'm going to lose the 20 pounds in 3 months, and you're not taking the steps to get there that are necessary for you, then, you may be let down because things may not go as expected. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a couch to 5K, or like the little steps you take to run a marathon in general, but this is considered a process, okay? It may be a short-term goal because it does go over, I think this is like basically 30 days, but it's a 4-week plan, okay? But this is a process. So it looks like on Mondays, this person is taking a rest day, as well as Wednesday and Saturday, because you need to let your body rest and recharge. But this person is very specific about all the different training they're going to do in order to do that 5K run. Okay, so they're not just going to get off the couch today, right now, and go run that 5K. Okay, it's really going to hurt their body. They're not going to be liking the results afterwards, because they're just going to want to stay in bed because they're in so much pain and they're not used to running. So you got to make sure your body is acclimated in order to reach that overall goal. Okay, so it's not a sprint per se, it's a marathon, but in this case, it's a 5K. So just something to think about. Things will come in time. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Maggie.
Thank you, Nicole. So I think now you have a better idea how to set your goals smart. So next section, I'll be talking about how to set your goal for long-term and short-term. So for first, long-term goal implies goals that are more like big and requires a long time to achieve. So now you're getting ready to start college and transitioning from high school to college. So imagining you're setting a goal for your college life. So what would it be? So if you can put it in the chat box, or you can feel free to share. And so say, for example, one of my big goal is to read more in fall 2021. So this is my long-term goal that lasts for one semester or like at least 4 months. So to help you to achieve your goal and make it more measurable, so you need to break them up and try dividing them into like a monthly chunks. So say, for example, I would set my monthly sub goals as like read 2 books in a month. So I would pick one fiction book and one nonfiction book. So also I would join like a book club on campus. So that way you will have a clear picture of how you can achieve your goal. And after that, it's important to like put your monthly goal in your weekly routines. So say, for example, it's important that you would set aside like 20 to 30 minutes a week to create a plan and schedule out your week and days with the tasks that you need to accomplish. So back to the example for reading more. So I would spend like 20 to 30 minutes each week. So to schedule a date and time to spend time reading at a coffee shop or go to library every Monday after class. So put your goal in a daily routine, then you will make sure you're working towards your goal each day. So I can go like on the next slides. Thank you. So yeah, to continue to explain like how to set your short-term goal, as I said, is like a daily habit that like inspired by your like long-term goal. So a short-term goal can help you to plan your day in an effective manner. So look over your task and eliminating some like time waste and unneeded tasks. So be sure not to like overload your day too much and always plan for unexpected tasks that will arise. So if your long-term goal is to read more, then you can set your short-term goal as like read 30 minutes, read 30 minutes when I wake up, and that way it's like more measurable, it's more attainable, because like you will wake up every day. So every day I wake up, I will read. So make it like become your daily habit. So next slide. Thank you. So now you know how to set your long-term goal, your short-term goal, your SMART goals. So now I'm going to introduce a very useful and visualization tools to help you to represent your goals and pictures and image of future. So this is what we call a vision board. It's a visualization tools, which refers to a board of any sorts used to be words and pictures that represent your goals and dreams. So by placing visual representations of your goals into one space, and you can easily visualize them frequently. So next slide. So I have 5 steps for making vision board. So first, you can create a list of goals that you like to achieve in next school year. So you can put your you can set your long-term goal, your short-term goal. You can write it down on paper, and then you collect some old magazine or some beautiful pictures, or you can print it out from like on internet from Google. And then the step 3, you would like find pictures that represent your goal and inspire you. So say, for example, I want to be a social worker in the future, then maybe I can find like some pictures like counseling and like keywords social work on the internet, and I can print it out. Then I can always have it like to see, oh, it's like how it's like in my future, how my career looks like in the future. And then step 4, you will add some motivational affirmation words that represent how you want to feel. So it's very important that like there are several quotes, or like there are some inspiring words that you have it like from your readings, or some of the words that you feel like is so inspiring, like it's really inspiring. Then you can print it out or write it down and put it on your vision board. Then you can always have it to remind yourself. And then lastly, you would take a few moments to look at your vision board every day. So remember to look at them daily and imagine them as if they have already come true, and it's one of the best ways to do it. So yeah, so this is how you can, there are some example like here, so 2021, like so if you want to go travel, you want to some like work travel, or like so anything. So if you're a college student, you can set your first year, maybe like you can set a theme for it, like socializing. Second year, maybe you focus more on academic, and third year, you maybe focus more on like seeking your job or a career path. And then you can just based on what your long-term and short-term goal are, then you can create your vision board. So I would like Nicole, we're gonna do like a conclusion for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, and then this is just like a bigger picture of the vision board. And I've done these in the past. They're so much fun, especially like if you just have old magazines lying around that you don't even read anymore. But they are really motivating, and especially if you have it like in your bedroom or just other places that you like to hang out in your house or apartment. It is really inspiring. It's almost just the visual helps you remind yourself, like, you know what, I got this. Here's like all my dreams and aspirations. So it is a really good activity to do. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it has a really positive impact. Now, for the last part, there is no linear path. Like I said, stuff happens all the time. I can't even begin to express how many times I have planned things out and just nothing goes to plan. But it's okay. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Endurance is the key to success. And I think that's just really important for you to think about. And, it's okay if things are not perfect, as long as you have those goals and, you follow the process and the steps, you will reach them at one point or another. And it's okay to revise your goals. If the goal is becoming to the point where it's not attainable, it's okay to revise it. And it's really important for you to go back and see all the progress you made in order to keep the motivation and encouragement up. Because if you're not seeing progress, then it's really not going to give you any motivation to keep going. So it's really important to look at that. Another thing to think about is, you know, pretend like you're speaking to one of your friends and they're really struggling. What would you say to them to keep them going and to keep them inspired and motivated? Just something to think about, because maybe whatever you would tell your friend, those are things you should be telling yourself as well, in order to keep you having a positive mindset. Because the power of positivity, it's a true thing, because if you're not positive, it's going to make the journey a lot harder. So those are just all things to think about when you are making your short and long-term goals. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop share screen. And thank you so much for attending the goal setting skills group today. It's really important for you, as homework, just go home and make a short list of your short and long-term goals and figure out the whole SMART goal process, because it'll give you a more clear understanding how to achieve your goals, and it'll give you a more positive future. All right, so thank you so much. I appreciate it.